Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Jam and Cheese Show. Cheese is in after the disappointing loss against the Cowboys, which we'll touch on in a moment. But just off the top of the show, the news of the past 12, 24 hours of the passing of rugby league, great Rob Burrow, former England teammate of mine, but someone who I had to compete against, has passed away with a long battle from MND, and the tributes have poured from loved ones and from former teammates. And I just want to say that my thoughts are with his family and his friends who, I've heard a lot of the tributes and say they've known this day has been coming for a long time, but still it's not prepared them for this. And yeah, I think everybody talks about the teammate that Rob was, but more importantly, the characteristics he showed outside of rugby league, which speaks volumes to the humorous person that he was, what he stood for, and just an all-round good person. When he was hit with this devastating news, he never really made it about him. It was about how he can try and help, and he's a credit to himself, his family, his friends, the Leeds Rhinos club, and Great Britain and England Rugby League. So, all think on behalf of us all of us here at the Byround, we're very sad to hear of this devastating news. Although we, like everybody said, we sort of knew it was coming. It's still difficult. On to NRL news. Cheese, yesterday's game, heavily favourite Roosters. Yes, you were missing some players. So were the Cowboys. I was there. I was anticipating an easy afternoon for the Roosters. Well, it's that old fan question. What happened? Like, yeah.
I actually don't know what happened, to be honest. I thought that we played pretty well in the first half. I don't think we defended really well, me and myself in particular, but just we let them gain too many metres coming out of their end, and our kicking game probably wasn't very good. I think most of the time they ran off the kickoff, they were making it all the way to the 20-metre line, which is it's a pretty bad sign, and our line speed probably could have been better, but it was kind of a lesson really, and we were very disappointing, but I couldn't put one thing that I could tell you that went wrong, and there's a lot of things, like I don't know if we should have taken the two when we had the man down. Yeah. Because the only reason I could say that is because from the bench, when I was watching the game, after the penalty kick was done, there was 7 minutes and 30 seconds left for the person to come back on the field. So it's like we chewed into their, time with that player off the field. And then they got a penalty kick as well, which chewed in. So we only saw this guy for, I think it was Lukey. We only saw him off for about 5 minutes and probably about 4.5 minutes of gameplay where they had the ball. I think they outscored us 8-2. And
yeah, they did. Yeah,
that's quite embarrassing. So
did you miss Jared? He went off with a hamstring twinge. I'm not sure how bad it is, but he didn't return.
Nah, we had enough talent out there on the field to put that game away. Did we miss Teddy? Did we miss Lindsay, Angus? We probably missed, a lot of people, but at the end of the day, we were up by 10 with 40 minutes to go with a talented roster still on the field. And they had, their side was depleted. It's just a very disappointing loss, especially, we've dead set blown a top 4 spot.
For now? Yeah,
for now, but a top 4 spot heading into the bye mid-season. Now we've got to fight for those points even harder. So,
Well, I think, it just goes to show how strong the competition is. It is an absolute mess in there, a log jam. There's about, I think, about 8 teams, 9 teams all competing for what I think will be 4 or 5 spots, which is great for the competition. But I guess for you guys in the Roosters, you'd want to be nailing the top 4. I think you guys will definitely play finals, and I think you'll be a top 4 team. If that is, you can obviously play at your potential. It's been strange to watch the Roosters this year because the gap between your best and your worst is pretty big. When I think about the Roosters, your best is amazing, but then just a few brain fade. Well, not just games where you weren't at the races, I guess, but like the Dogs one in particular. But yesterday, I thought you were in total control.
Yeah,
like half time. I thought, it's going to be a bit of a tough 40 minutes to call because I just thought you'd run away with it. To be fair.
Nah, so did I, mate. So did I. It's just hard to talk about because the game was right there for the taking. I guess it's just proper disappointing. It put a real dent in the feelings going into the bye. If you come off the back of a win and when you lose, bro, life's depressing. I come home, haven't left the couch since, and I just couldn't even get up to go for a beer or anything. It was just, and then now I don't feel like doing anything in the bar. I feel like staying around Sydney. I was going to go to Noosa, but footy is. I don't think people realise how much an impact footy has on life.
I do.
Yeah.
Because I used to be
that's
that
why I
guy.
said people. I didn't say Jimmy. But you know exactly what I mean. You get home and it's just like it's hard to plan for things because when your mood's down like that, like I just had to tell the missus, mate, I need some time to myself at them right now because I can't make any good life decisions when my brain's not. Mate,
I'm smiling because I don't know if I ever care about anything as much as I cared about the result in football. I enjoy doing the work now, obviously, even hear stuff on the byline. But if me and you have a bad show, I'm not going back. Oh God, don't know if I can face the music. Yeah, I can't go for coffee tomorrow morning because people will be looking at me going, "Can't believe you asked Cheese about that."
Mate, I went into get a coffee this morning. And the guy at the cafeteria was like, mate, I should charge you double for losing tomorrow. I was like, thanks, mate. For losing yesterday. I was like, cheers, bro. He's like, no, I'm a Chucky supporter. I was like, thanks for that, mate.
Jeez. In a weird, you know what, mate? One day you'll miss that.
Yeah.
You really will. It's strange to say, but you will miss it.
It's good to have something that means this much to you, but geez, it hurts.
I think that's called a paradox. Spoke about some of the players that are missing. James Tedesco rushed into camp. Did you get much time to speak to him before he left?
Not at all.
How did it unfold for him? So it's Saturday. He gets put on standby. Was he at Roosters training then or not? Or did he do captain's run with you?
No. He took off Friday, I think.
Right, okay.
I think Friday was our day off. That's when they found out about Edwards getting injured, and then they pretty much took him from there.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't at training.
How do you think he'll go?
I think it'll be great.
It'll be sweet.
Yeah, I think he will. I think the style of football that Madges are going for, that we can see in the team picking, I think it'll really suit him. High pace, fast, taking advantage of quick play the balls. And I think he's got a point to prove. If they get a convincing win, game 1, it's pretty undeniable to give them the game for game 2, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, just on that, you've got to feel for Dylan Edwards.
Oh, absolutely.
He's 28 now. He's put this body of work in to earn this New South Wales jersey. He's had James Tedesco in front of him, Tommy Turbo in front of him, Latrell Mitchell in front of him. He finally gets his opportunity that's been earned. And I don't even think, I can't even recall him missing many games through injury. No. It's a shit kicker for him. An absolute, he'll be devastated. He
Wow.
really will.
It's tough, man. I feel for him as well. And, you see interviews and where he's getting asked questions and how respectful and about the situation with Tedesco and all that. And you start to root for him almost, even though, like, a big Teddy fan, you start to root for Dylan Edwards, and then this happens. And, you feel so bad, hey? Because he deserves that spot. He deserves pretty much everything in rugby league because he's one of the best players in the comp. But unfortunately, that's probably over now. Like for game one, it's definitely over for game one. And it's hard because if Teddy does have a really good game, you actually can't take that spot off him.
He likely keeps his spot, doesn't he? Life is unfair at times, and the game can be very cruel. Obviously, this isn't a matter of life and death, but for Edwards, you can't help but just be gutted for him because you know how much this would have meant to him. But I guess it will remain to be seen whether or not he gets his opportunity after game one in either game 2 or game 3 of this State of Origin series. Just on game 1, where's it going to be won? Where's your head up with the teams? For me, I can't get my head around both benches. So I've looked at Queensland. They've got Hopgood, Grant, Mo Fodawaker, and Cobbo. So I've had a good look at this, and I reckon Cobbo's just there as an insurance policy for an outside back. And I think we're looking at it going, Billy's picked 2 middle forwards in Hopgood and Fodawaker, but not only 2 middle forwards. I think Harry Grant will be used as like that 13 style role, and or Ben Hunt will
I think Ben Hunt will be used.
So or like 2 dummy halves on at the same time, because New South Wales have got some big guys like Payne Haas, but it's more of a mobile pack. So I think I'm looking at it wrong. I think we're looking at it wrong that Grant is on there as, yes, a specialist dummy half, but he'll add as a spare lock. And then Cobbo, I know they've said, I don't know, he will get on, but like I can't imagine him getting on before half time unless there's an injury. But then the more the game goes on, you think, like if it's close, if it's tight, I don't know. Like if there's one try either way, I just don't know where he can go on. That's not centre wing fullback. I don't know.
Neither do I. To be honest, I can't. I'm the same with you. I can't really wrap my head around both benches. I feel like New South Wales have too many forwards on the bench, and then I feel like you're right with Queensland though. They've got interchangeable players on the bench where Jermaine
Hopgood, cover all options, right?
Yeah. So Ben Hunt covers 13. All back line pretty much.
Yeah, 7,
6.
Cobbo covers.
He could cover fullback if he wanted to.
Or
but
Cobbo covers that,
there. Yeah, but
or the hammer would go. Yeah,
or the hammer. Who's the fullback?
Reece Walsh. So you'd move if Reece Walsh went down, you'd move Hammer to fullback and Cobbo to centre, right?
Yeah. Or.
But Billy Slater's covered every possibility for one injury there.
Yeah. But for me, the weakness is only the size of the pack if that injury happens. Because that gives you Ben Hunt, Harry Grant, and then potentially Jermaine Hopgood all in the forward pack or all around, all on the field at the same time.
I guess the high risk play or the biggest risk for Queensland and their plan would be if one of their middle forwards goes down. Because then they'd only have one genuine one on there.
And God forbid 2 went down.
So if a Cotter, a Carrigan, or a Collins goes down, it's going to be a big ask to ask 2 of those 3 plus Mo plus Hopgood to fight out the rest of the game, especially if one goes early or HIA or whatever. But it's hard for me to figure out where Cobbo comes on, and then I wonder if there'll be any changes late in the piece. There usually is with Origin, and then again, with New South Wales, they're 4 forwards on the bench and a couple of back rowers in there as well. Like they leave themselves exposed if an outside back goes down or a half.
Yeah, it's tough, but like we're just speculating. I reckon Billy's got a plan.
Yeah, he will have a plan.
I reckon he's got a plan, and I'm not as smart as him.
No, and this is.
I think New South Wales bench is 100% changing. I think Burden comes in on the bench.
Do you?
I think there's too many forwards there. Because who's their bench?
Utoikamanu, Hudson Young. They have Isaiah Yeo and Spencer Leniu. So Spencer and Yeo are definitely going to play.
Yeah.
So you got Utoikamanu and Hudson Young. Maybe one of those two, because they're two edge back rowers. Like one of them swap for Matt Burn.
And like I reckon one of them. Well, my thoughts would be one of them swap for Matt Burden. You have a whole back line covered. You got half, centre,
and then you push someone out.
Yeah, and then you can
if you Crichton.
Crichton can go fullback
or
all
the
that.
wing. Yeah.
And then like I feel like what's his name? Liam Martin can play lock. He's played lock heaps.
Liam Martin can play in the middle. Isaiah Yeo play in the middle.
Yeah.
Or he does. But he can play prop or lock.
Yeah.
So, I think you could be onto something there. I think,
just don't see why they would have 2 back rowers on the bench with 2 elite back rowers on the field at the same time as well.
Yeah.
Like, back rows ordinarily 80-minute player. It strikes me a bit weird. I feel like Liam Martin, maybe Hudson Young drops out, and then Matt Burden comes in. He covers centre, covers 6. Then you got Utoikamanu. He covers Liam Martin's replacement. Then you got big boys, mobile Liam Martin. Then you got...
and it might be the case that Matt Burton doesn't get on. If there's no injuries.
Yeah. But he can play 13 if he wants.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to start playing that expansive ball-playing game, you could definitely put him in 13.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes. I don't know about you, but I keep changing my mind on who I think's going to win, and I'll forget about the strength of the bench or start to think about hypotheticals. But I don't think it's any secret to see that New South Wales are going to come through the middle.
Yeah.
Queensland, they've got to hold their middle, and their strike is with. I think for Queensland to win, I see their points coming through either Harry Grant, quick play the ball, or Reece Walsh at the back of shape.
Yeah.
And then he's the architect of points, the creator.
Yeah. I think we're both on the same page with New South Wales. It's going to be power game. Like they're going to try to bash the front door down and expect their outside backs to be able to finish tries with good field position. But I think Queensland's strengths are just that they're all hard workers. Yeah. Like they all have good kick chase. They all get down.
The kicking game's massive. Yeah. And Queensland have got the better kicking game on paper.
Cherry Evans. So
Ben
I reckon
Hunt out of 9. Harry Grant out of 9 kicks well.
And that's that outwork them mentality, and it's just put the ball in the corners, get a good kick chase, try limit the amount of touches that their forward pack has, the New South Wales team has, and I think that's the approach. They've got strike though, like they've got Hammer, they've got Reece Walsh, Xavier Coates. Like they've got players that can score in positions they shouldn't score in. Yeah, Holmes hasn't probably had his best season by his own high standards, but we all know what he does in Origin. The best thing about this State of Origin game for me is it appears like it will be contrasting styles, which I think creates more of the unpredictability and it makes you think about the what ifs a little bit more. But I'm personally really looking forward to. Can you name a winner? I'm hoping New South Wales win, because I think if they don't, it's series over. I had picked New South Edwards to get man of the match, but now I'm going to go Teddy. Nice. Look, I love Queensland, but I think New South Wales will win this one, and that's hard for me to say. There's just a lot of players missing. Man of the match. I'm gonna go for a roughie. How many backs have won a man of the match in the last?
There's not like an outside back's not winning the man of the match.
Nah, well, Dan Gagai.
Apart from James Tedesco, not in this game. It's going to be a slugfest. If New South Wales win,
but
Tedesco, like I say,
Dan Gagai won one from wing, man of the series.
I could see McInnes, Haas.
Yeah. I'll go Payne Haas. He's unproven, I think, in the Origin arena at the moment. Like he hasn't had like one of his Broncos monstrous games in the.
Unfortunately about Payne Haas, he plays like an 8 or 9 out of 10 every week, and it's just like, there he is again.
Yeah, he'll run for 120, make 40 tackles, but we'll still think he wasn't. An impact
because he didn't skittle about 5 blokes to score a try. It's unfortunate that he's in that situation, but
I'll go Angus Crichton, man of the match.
I like it. All right, well, I'm think like everybody now they just want Origin to come and watch the events unfold. Where will you be watching it? You got the bye? Will you go to the stadium or
no chance?
Yeah,
man, I've been to one Origin before. We're never doing it again.
Why?
Oh, because like I'm sitting in the stands.
I just get mithered.
You can't really enjoy yourself. People just yelling at you.
Yeah,
it's just a better thing to watch. It's great to have the bye as well.
Yeah,
like you can actually have a beer and sit down and watch it and listen to everyone in the house think they know anything about rugby league. Yeah, I hate watching footy with my family.
Oh, jeez, I feel you.
Or watch it and they're like, why is he not doing this? Oh, shut up.
Jeez, I feel you, mate. My parent, I like to watch the game alone. And if people like...
Sometimes if I don't like what the commentator's saying, I just turn it.
Yeah, I mean, the way, like, watching it with, like, parents or people that you love, and it's like, can I just ask a question? You're probably not going to understand the answer anyway. And I'm not going to say no. Like, what a stupid thing to say to someone. Can I ask you a question? Has anybody ever said, no, you can't? Actually, I want to start bringing that in. Can I ask you a question?
Can I actually? Nope.
No, actually, no.
My dad's probably said that to me, actually.
No, you can't. No questions allowed. Or I might give like my parents one question each. It's like a captain's challenge, and if they make it back, if they ask a shit question, they get it like.
Well, my missus just like after the game, I said, "Man, I had a terrible game. Like, I feel sad." And she's like, "Oh, what happened?" And I was like, "If I try to explain to you what happened, you won't understand." And she's like, "Oh, just give it a go." I was saying, "Well, I didn't make tackles. I slipped off this, slipped off that."
Doesn't matter. It's okay.
And she's like, "Yeah, but you still put a lot of effort in." I was like,
"It's all right."
I was like, "If only next week. If only effort mattered."
Yeah.
If only effort was the only thing.
Oh, jeez, I feel you, mate.
Yeah. Which players will control the result?
Well, Reece Walsh for Queensland and Harry Grant, I think, off the bench. New South Wales, I go Teddy and the middles.
Yeah. I reckon Daly Cherry Evans kicking. Harry Grant off the bench. Lindsay Collins, hard working front rower.
He gets everywhere. He'll come up with a couple of 1%, as you can just see it.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think we spoke about enough the impact of the loss of Cam Munster. So he got ruled out. And I think it was like, oh, who are we going to choose? Ezra Mam or Tommy Dearden? It's like, it's great that you've got options, Queensland. But he is a massive loss.
Yeah.
Like a huge loss.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's different because Origin Munster's a different breed.
Mate, he won them the series last year.
Yeah,
it was 12 men, Queensland, giving the ball, just went. And he did it in a different way to what like a Reece Walsh could do. He sort of like bounced his way across and
Yeah.
teased and probed and looked.
Yeah.
2 hands, 1 hand, fend. Thanks for coming. Break because of him. He was the difference last year. So he'll be sorely missed, and it's big boots to fill for Tommy Dean. And he's a different style of 6, but you just can't replace Cam Munster.
Yeah, not at all.
Anyway, on to the round review. Eels against the Sharks, 34-22. The Sharks were disappointing again. Another time they've conceded 30 points. I think that's 3 weeks on the spin now against yourselves,
103 weeks.
Penrith, and the Eels.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch all the game, but I watched the highlights. It goes to show how important Clint Gutherson and Mitch Moses are.
Yeah, they are.
I thought Moses was unreal.
He was. I've kind of been thinking about this. I don't know whether the Sharks middles let Nico down, because you couldn't think this going in, but maybe in the back of your mind you'd be going, right, oh boy, Nico, he's in Origin. They're talking about Mitch Moses, like, let's make sure we don't play him into form.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a multitude of reasons why Mitch was so dominant, but I would like to have seen the Sharks do a better job on him. Like, I think they give him an easy transition back into first grade. He's been injured. He's underdone.
Yeah.
Like, they should have been at him all game. I can't really remember anyone sitting him on his arse after a kick, and in a legal way you can still tackle and wrap him, put him on the ground,
Make him know you're there.
Make him know you're there. I don't recall that happening.
It's harder these days though.
Yeah, I know.
Like I feel in my game I've have to pull up on
Yeah.
kick pressure heaps more, because you don't know anymore. You don't know if you clip his leg, you're going to give away a whole nother set.
Yeah.
And it's hard to because their legs out. It's hard to keep putting that pressure on.
Couldn't you just wrap your arms around his hips and just throw him to the ground? So
Yeah, but
if you mess that up, you cost your team. But I think it's funny. Like, so if you look at Parramatta on paper, you see their forward pack, like people like Campbell Gillard, Junior Borlow, their strike on an edge with like people like Sean Lane, Ryan Mattison, Dylan Brown. You go, well, Moses isn't that important. Compare that to like a Newcastle, where on paper Ponga sticks out like dog's balls. He's the superstar player, right? But Moses, without Parramatta, without him, just despite those star names, fucking nowhere near the best. Like, he's so influential. I think, Turbo is another one, but I reckon Moses is in the conversation most definitely for the most influential player for one team and the result of that one particular team.
Well, going on last week's game, I'd have to agree with you. And the fact that Parramatta have been subpar, very subpar this year. And they come back and they beat a top 4 side by 12 points, put 34 on him. It's undeniable. But I'd have to agree with you.
Yeah.
I think of times where I've played against Para and I've known Mitch Moses isn't playing, or he got injured during the game, and the whole game shifts.
Yeah.
Like, kicking is so important now. Field position is sort of the game we play now.
Yeah.
And if you've got a big kicker, he can have a huge impact in the game. And not only is a big kicker, he's an accurate kicker. It's like, he doesn't just put the ball down there and just hope for it to land it. He puts it on the dime most times. But I'd have to agree with you. I think Mitch Moses, if they lose Mitch Moses, they are in big trouble.
Yeah, I still think they'll struggle to make the 8.
It's a tough road now. But
yeah. But it does I guess it makes you question, should they have waited for Brad Arthur till Moses got back? But then I think that there was a call they had to make in the end. Just on that game as well, I think the Sharks had 7 of the first 8 sets, and they were in total cruise control. They scored, and Parramatta, with the way that they've been going in terms of just crumbling, there was a couple of referee decisions that sort of helped them out, but yeah, the Sharks would be filthy that one got away, especially after getting their arse handed to them against Penrith. You'd anticipate a response, and Yeah, it wasn't there. The Bulldogs defeat the Knights 32-2. Mate, just such good defensive systems. Everybody just applying pressure. Jacob Preston's cover tackle on Greg Marju with a little bit of help from Toby Sexton was just one of the most amazing plays I've seen.
Reed Marnie was bloody good, man.
He was. Full pest control. But to be honest, I don't mind it. It's part of the game. It's psychological warfare. You watch McGregor v Aldo, like all the build-up it's the head noise game. And like that's part of it. Will Chambers used to do
he's
it.
He's got one player suspended, I reckon.
Yeah, like you got head. Yeah.
Good on him.
Well, this is probably a flow-on effect from last time they played 5 weeks ago. Just it's part of the game. Like it happened when I was playing. It's happening now. Like people say,
everyone forgets it's all about McInnes now.
Well, all that matters.
Yeah.
Do you think Reed Marnie cares if people call him a grub? I don't think he does.
No.
I think people care that how the Bulldogs.
I think
are
he
tracking.
embraces it almost.
Yeah. Well, he goes, did we win? The first question, did we win? Yeah. Happy days.
Yeah. That makes me feel good about losing to them. How they're going at the moment.
Just on that game, the Knights were disappointing, but they did win 4 in a row, and I think off the bye, probably just a little bit out of juice maybe. And listening to Coach Adam O'Brien after the game, he sort of suggested that the Knights players had sort of fell in love with themselves a little bit, needed to get off social media. So yeah, look, I was surprised at where the Knights are at, but that they were poor at home.
Yeah, I think they got beaten by a better side. A much better side. I feel, like the Knights had so many opportunities, but they're like every single time they attacked the line, that Bulldogs had the answer. And I feel Bulldogs are on their way up.
Yeah.
In a massive way.
Yeah, apart from that Greg Marju opportunity that Preston and Sexton shut down, I can't remember them even coming close.
No, they had a lot of errors.
Yeah.
And they were just dropping people off, trying to play through the middle. But the Bulldog, when you do that play, you're expecting someone to be, a bit lazy. They'd drop someone off, Bulldogs' line would be square, and you just eat it up. And then because you've shut that play down, the next play's going to be so shit.
They're so impressive to watch defensively, and they scored some points as well.
That Jacob Preston trial, tackle, my little brother had Greg Marju first 2 tries as well. So he wasn't happy with Presto.
Nah, well, unlucky. The Bulldogs are definitely improving. They're in that cluster of teams that are fighting for a position in the 8 with hopefully Kick-Out back sooner rather than later. Crichton, Burton, they're going in the right direction.
How's Addo Carr?
Don't know. 8 to 10 weeks.
Oh, shit.
Jeez.
He had a great game too.
Oh, that's not good. That is disappointing. There's not many players that in the game that finished those 2 opportunities. The first one especially, like that chip and pick up.
Not many people that would try to do that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. To be fair, he kicked for himself rather than kicking back in field for someone else. That pickup was sublime.
It's been a tough year for the big fella. He's had a few injuries. But he's also another player that's very influential for the morale of the team and energy. And I did notice the mini meeting. Did you see that before half time?
Like the players on the field?
At half time?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind that.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah, if there's a message to be said, like, we're just going to do it now and then get on the jog, especially without Crichton.
Yeah.
Like, takes a bit of balls to do that on... not behind the coach's back, but just separation. Like you've got that feel out there. Dragons beat the Panthers. Didn't see this one coming. Panthers out to that strong lead. That winger for the Panthers. What was his name? He played his second game. Jesse McLean.
The mullet.
Oh my God.
Love watching him play,
mate. You think Taruva's going? They're not going to need to go to market to replace Taruva. Like, he's He looks like he belongs.
That one where he just grabbed the ball and got smashed, but like he just ran full tilt.
Mate,
Even that catch for the put down.
He's a player.
Yeah.
He is a player. But credit to the Dragons, they really came out of the blocks, second half especially. They responded to their spray by Coach Flanagan.
What did he say? You only get 2 of those a year. I've just used one.
Well, it got the response because if you've only got 2 a year and you're 10-0 down against Penrith at Penrith, you're probably thinking I might just keep this one up my sleeve. But he obviously felt something was there. Obviously, Penrith significantly undermanned. The Dragons were too, but I was surprised by this one.
No, I was too. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it didn't help. I had all these opinions before the game with my family watching the footy, and
they just shot you down.
Mate, I was the laughing stock after that game.
Well, mate, if anyone predicted the Dragons, like you're basically a relation of one of the Dragons players because just not many people saw that coming. One of the games of the round. Raiders beating the Dolphins Rapana with 2 field goals.
That was the game of the round. I watched that whole game, and it was unbelievable.
I think that's Jordan Rapana's first ever field goal.
It was.
He's such a
He's one of those guys.
Interesting human being.
He's one of those guys that just loves doing tin ass shit. Like just loves it. You know, he's got the best handicap in the NRL.
In golf?
In golf.
Are you joking me?
Yeah, he's like a 1.8.
Seriously, he doesn't look like the type that would be able to control the golf ball.
We played over in England, over 18 holes. It was like £300 for to go on this course. So it was a decent course, and he shot 3 under.
Did he?
It was unbelievable. He's the best golfer I've ever seen, or played with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done, Jordan Rapana.
I think his mum had like a background in golf, and like he's got a talented family. Like all his sisters are really good footy players as well. And
yeah, nice.
He just, I don't know what it is because he is so rat's ass as a human.
Well, you can sort of see. Well, that's why when you say golf, that's normally a game of like ultimate focus, concentration, block out the noise.
Yeah,
that's maybe that.
He's a different person on the course.
Is he?
Is
he zero?
He's not zero, but he's locked in.
Is he?
Yeah. He's got the unreal putting game, like a short game, and then anything that's 150 yards out, it's on the green. Like he's very good with his irons.
He needs to be,
and that's probably why he's good at drop kicks as well.
Well, we hadn't seen them until Saturday. But I guess a few controversial moments in that game. I've got no issue with, a couple of years ago, the Max Plath
block.
Like, he did such a great job. And I know what it's like to do that real physical, big emotional play, charge down, get the ball back. He's done the right thing, and then he just moves slightly. But you can't do it these days. And I think the one on the Dolphins player coming through, I think it might have been Marshall King. I don't think
nothing happened.
No, there was no penalty given, but I think that's the right call. In my opinion, I don't
think anything happened because they said it was Tarpany, but Tarpany was playing the ball.
Yeah, well, I think that's it. They ran into one of the people playing the ball or the dummy half that just passes it. So well, exactly. So yeah, look, Max Plath, you could see he was frustrated with himself. It was such a big play from him, and I love those plays, but you could just see he was like, "Fuck, what have I done?"
Yeah,
what have I done? But it was a great game, such an enthralling contest, and great to see.
Enthralling, there's that word.
Is that one?
You love it.
I do.
You love that word. I love unbelievable when you love that.
Yeah, enthralling. It was. We spoke to Jordan Rapana actually on Triple M on Sunday, who said Seb Chris and Xavier Savage are really close mates. They've got family up in Queensland. I think there'd been a passing of one of the grandmothers, but they were so emotional. There's so much family up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see, actually. But yeah, Raiders and Dolphins are another two teams right in the mixer.
It's another great comp.
It is. It is, Cheese. We're actually going to be doing a halfway mark review and prediction for the end of the season, me and Charlie, on Sunday, which should be good because there's so many teams in the mix. Just lastly on the news, a 5-year deal has been offered from the Tigers to Stefano Utoikamanu. I don't think he's going to take that.
Really?
No, he's worth way more than that on the open market. Like Tigers, he's already at the Tigers. So the clause is, if he doesn't get picked for any of the Origins, which it doesn't look like he's going to at the moment, Tigers ain't playing finals, so he's the release clause will be enacted for he can leave for next season. But Tigers are lobbing 800 at him a year for 5 years.
What's that? 800?
Yeah,
a year.
800 a year for 5 years, which I know is a lot of money, but the premier front rowers of the game, and he's got more to give. He'd get more than that on the open market.
You reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
Who's on more than 800?
One of the Fanua Blake, Fisher Harris,
what are they?
Payne
on?
Haas, Flegler.
What's Flegler on?
He'd be on like 850.
Like, doesn't sound like you know.
No, I don't know. I don't know for sure,
Yeah.
but I reckon I'd make an educated guess that he'd be on 850. Fanua Blake, Mill, Fisher Harris, Mill, Leota.
Nah, he's not on 800.
You don't reckon?
No.
Trying to think of some of the.
I think Yo would be on 800.
Yeah. Payne Haas
Yeah,
would
you said
be.
Payne Haas.
But Utoikamanu is young with his best football ahead of him. I reckon there'd be teams throwing a decent whack at him.
5 years, 800. Is he going to get a 2-year deal though on those $1 million, or is he going to get five?
Well, to be all right, then at 800 a year, there's teams that'll go, we'll match that.
Yeah.
And you can come to a better club. Melbourne.
Yeah.
I think Melbourne are interested. Panthers are interested still.
Melbourne are interested.
I believe
They're
so.
not going to give him 800. I know that.
Just because they didn't give it to you doesn't mean they didn't give it to him.
Nah. They don't work. They don't operate like that.
Not for you.
They don't operate with front rowers getting 800.
Not since you left.
Mate, if Nas ain't on 800, they're not giving.
Well, he'd be knocking.
Nah, he's not on 800. I know what he's on.
Do you?
Yeah, I can't say it out loud, but I know he's not on 800.
All right, cough if it's over. Cough if it's over 700. I love that.
Nah, hey, even Charlie knows. I just I don't think Melbourne will give him that. I just don't think they offer that money. But I think they'd give Tino that.
Tino would be another one.
Tino's on 1.2 for 10 years. He's laughing straight to the... Bro, that is fucked up money, man.
He turned down a pub as well at Bulldogs. They weren't offering that when I was there, bastards. Yeah, I guess... I think
you're right.
Yeah, but even that, like the law of going to Melbourne would be, all right, you come for less money, but you get to
we'll give you 750.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give you 750. But yeah, but I don't know. Jerome Lua's going there.
Yeah, he is.
Jaruva's going there. Do they even have that money?
Well, I think Richo's currently in England trying to get rid of a few players because they've got plenty of halves, but Stefano needs to. They need to keep Stefano. All right, well that just about wraps us up. We got questions, Cheese, which can be quite an interesting part of the show. It certainly it sparked your cap, which I still have nightmares about.
Nightmares.
Mate, you don't realise what it was like sitting opposite you, and it was more you thinking it was normal. All right, let's have a go at this. SWT Gallagher's question. Jeez, what inspired your emo hairstyle? To be fair, I don't think you're emo. I think you look like
I can go emo, but look.
you look like one of the Beatles. I think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today. Yeah. Hey Jude, mate. So what's going on there?
I just can't be asked.
Can't be asked what?
Can't be asked going to the barber.
Makes you buy.
Are
you gonna keep?
That's my life. I just can't be asked with a lot of things, and hair, I don't really care about it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be getting a cut soon, but looks terrible.
At the moment,
Mrs.
I don't mind at the moment.
You're just too nice, but nothing's inspired me.
just lazy.
Except depression. Nah. I've just mate. My hair's always like this. I cut it and then it grows out and then.
Oh, what, you cut it and it grows? Just a unique situation, that isn't
It's
it?
a bit like
wow.
grass, my hair, actually.
Wow, imagine that. So, hang on a minute. Just you cut it and then it grows back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't have many of those left.
No,
actually, you'll cut yours. It won't be going back.
No, don't you worry about that, mate. I know that day is coming.
So can the camera see how his that front bit there is strategically placed?
Just like fucking pulling it down. Come on, bastard. Oh, shit, it's going.
You'd look good with a baldy, I reckon.
Oh, God, no.
I reckon.
Nah.
Jeez, and scary man, though. You'd be a scary looking individual.
I already am. But no thanks. I reckon I'd be that vain. I'd go and get a fucking...
It's not vain. That's $2,000, mate. To go fix your whole head. Yeah, perfect.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, mate. If I start going bald, I'm going for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Who
Why
cares?
would you care?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd
Chicks
like...
go and get... No, I'm not making this like a thing with... But go and get Botox every day or every week. You know what I mean?
I'd love for some...
You could actually do some Botoxes.
You reckon? I've been told that a lot. That's fucking like...
Nah.
Yeah, because I've got all these fucking... The RLPA should pay for it. I've got all these fucking cuts and bumps all over my face.
Can someone get a vaccine?
Oh, mate, we forgot off the top of the show, Charlie White. Like, what about the effort from Charlie to come in today? Like, he's been in battle stations. The first bloke to ever get sick, have a cold, have a flu. He's let everybody know about it. Top story on all the news channels, breaking.
He's still going.
Yeah, mate, I know. He's let me know all about it. First bloke to ever get ill. Dusty94, question from you. Tomato sauce in the fridge or the cupboard?
Cupboard.
Even after it's opened?
I grew up with it in the cupboard, so... I like it. See, the annoying thing is, it depends what I'm putting it on. If I'm putting it on a sandwich, I want it to not be too cold. Mm-hmm. But if I'm putting it on... if I'm putting it on a hot pie, I want it to be cold. But what I do though, my barbecue sauce and tomato sauce are in the pantry. But I've also got this like good fats sauce that goes in the fridge.
What's a good fat sauce?
It's like instead of using like canola oil, they use olive oil and yeah.
Is it a sauce?
Yeah, it's like aioli and...
Oh, right,
But there's like heaps of different ones. Like there's a tomato one, aioli one. Yeah. They're not cheap though. So they only get pulled out for the big occasions. Wow. They're like $18.
Is that why you had to leave Melbourne to be able... Because they wouldn't pay you $800.
That's why I took out this job.
Where'd you keep your eggs?
Eggs?
Fridge or cupboard?
Fridge.
Okay.
You know why? OCD. I put them in the tray.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why do they keep eggs in the supermarket in an aisle, but you keep them at home in the fridge?
I don't know. I just put them in that tray. There's an egg tray. Someone who invented a fridge is obviously smarter than me.
So you're just being a lemming. You're just like not thinking.
No, I'm thinking. I'm good. Like, ooh, look how good this looks. But also, the eggs don't last very long in my house. I scrambled eggs every morning.
Yeah.
4 of them. Not every morning, but like if I'm
Well,
cooking.
you just said every morning.
Not every morning, but if
Most
I'm
mornings.
every morning I cook breakfast.
Okay.
It's eggs, and it's scrambled with chili oil. First, I start off with a bit of garlic.
And you scrambled eggs?
Yeah, I love garlic though.
Yeah, but in eggs.
Mate, have you had it?
I
Then
don't.
shush.
I think I had garlic in an omelette once and threw up.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah,
And the
so you don't put that much garlic.
Certain type
That's
of
just
cheeses.
3 little slivers.
I can't do certain types of cheeses with eggs. It makes me like.
What, Parmesan?
Yeah, I couldn't do that with eggs. Oh, maybe a fraction.
Yeah,
like
see?
there's certain things.
You won't like my chili scrambled eggs.
Chili, it'd be fine.
No, chili scrambled eggs. I use a bit of garlic at the start, and then I put chili, bacon, like chili flakes, bacon in there. Put a little bit of oil, cook it up.
Yeah.
We'll cook that up for a while.
Any
and then
toast?
Onions, and then I put the eggs in all amongst that. Mix it around, chili oil on top, scramble it up. How do you scramble your eggs? Like I put it on 30 seconds and then I take it off, mix it around. Yeah.
That's proper chef.
Well, I don't like burning it. It goes like weird.
Do you put make toast or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't make toast. I'm putting it in the toaster, but
Well, that's making
yeah.
toast.
Yeah.
You transform bread into toast, so you got to make it.
The toaster makes the
Toaster
toast.
does all. Yeah, there's a few things that make me a bit. Pink Himalayan salt is another thing that makes me nauseous. I nearly threw up at Triple M once.
Is this guy serious, Charlie?
It does.
Pink Himalayan.
Himalayan salt makes me nauseous. I have to, and even the normal Himalayan salt fucking solved the problem that didn't exist. Cafes now, and they've got the big salt shakers with the proper rock salt. No, just give me table salt. That's all I need.
Iodized table salt.
Just I've asked in cafes before. Can I just have some table salt? Because just fucking this bullshit will not do. That probably just wraps us up.
But there's microplastics in that salt.
Oh God, you're not one of them, are you? Oh, there's microplastics in that. Hang on a minute, let's just have another pint. I don't know how you do that. Don't know how you're having that salt there, mate. Mate, there's people down the boozer that would do that.
I'm 2 weeks sober, all right?
Mate, I'm having a couple of weeks off as well, but imagine that. Oh, microplastics in that. Fucking hell. If you're going to analyse it, if you're going to play that percentage game of the microplastics, you better get your shit together because you just get torn apart. Like, there's nothing worse than people that hang on to one thing.
Lindsay
thing.
Collins has put my headspace like that.
Yeah, but if he might be doing everything. If you're doing everything, fair enough.
He
if you're
does everything.
Filling your, doing all the big picture items, that's like a 0.00001%. Oh, I don't need that. It's got microplastics in it. Well, hang on a minute. I'm fucking eating a Kit Kat.
But like he's hard to impress. I said because I send him my meals before game day, like my dinner, and I always steak, sweet potato, avocado every time. And I sent him a picture, and he was like, "Is that a fucking non-stick pan?" I was like,
What?
because apparently there's like a plastic film. I was like, mate, I'm just sending you. I'm working hard on cooking a steak, but then I sent him a picture of my new cast iron frying pan, and he was very happy.
So he doesn't like the non-stick ones. He wants stick pans.
He wants like cast iron
Yeah,
for steaks.
yeah. Look, if microplastics and the use of non-stick pans are the causation of mine or your death, then we've done something right.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. Anyway, on that bombshell, cheese. Enjoy the buy round from everybody at the buy round.
Thank you.
Try not to get into too much trouble.
Yes, I won't.
See you, mate.
Thanks, mate.